Love him or hate him, Donald Trump is one of the most controversial negotiators in modern history. From billion-dollar real estate deals to high-stakes political showdowns, his style is unlike anyone else's. It's like trying to nail jelly to a wall while riding a unicycle on fire. But what exactly makes Trump's negotiation strategy so unique? Is it the hair, the spray tan, or is there some actual method to the madness? Let's break it down. Trump, we're gonna make the best deals, believe me. Alright, let's talk about Trump's first principle of negotiation, the outrageous ask. This is classic Trump. It's like going to a flea market and asking for $5,000 for a rusty spatula. You're not actually going to get that price, but it throws people off balance. They're thinking, this guy's nuts. But maybe, just maybe, this spatula can cure male pattern baldness. Trump loves to start negotiations by demanding the absolute moon. When renegotiating NAFTA, he didn't just want tweaks. He called it the worst trade deal ever and threatened to blow the whole thing up. Was it a ridiculous demand? Absolutely. Did it work? Well, he ended up with the USMCA, which he claimed, with his signature modesty, was a beautiful and historic deal. Now, was it actually better than NAFTA? That's debatable. But that's the point of the outrageous ask. It gives you room to maneuver. It's like haggling with a used car salesman. You lowball, he highballs, and eventually, you meet somewhere in the middle. The problem is, most people don't enter negotiations with the same subtlety as a used car salesman. But Trump throws subtlety out the window like it's a losing contestant on The Apprentice. Now, Trump's negotiation style isn't just about making outlandish demands. It's also about knowing when to walk away. Because nothing says I'm in control like storming out of a room in a huff, except maybe riding away on a golden escalator. Trump understands that if you seem desperate for a deal, you lose all your leverage. It's like dating. If you're constantly texting, please date me, I'll do anything, you're not exactly exuding an aura of desirability. You're more like a pigeon trying to seduce a statue with a French fry. So, what does Trump do? He walks away. Sometimes literally. Remember his 2019 summit with Kim Jong-un in Vietnam? Talks collapsed, and Trump, in a move that shocked the world, walked out. Now, did he achieve denuclearization? No. Did he get Kim to abandon his tyrannical ways? Also no. But he did create a dramatic scene for the cameras, and that, my friends, is often just as important. Critics called the summit a failure, but Trump argued it sent a message. He wasn't afraid to walk away from a bad deal. And sometimes, that willingness to walk away can be the most powerful bargaining chip of all. Chapter 3. The Chaos Muppet. Now, if there's one word that perfectly encapsulates Trump's negotiation style, it's chaos. The man thrives on unpredictability. He's like a pigeon who found a phone and discovered Twitter. You never know what he's going to tweet next, who he's going to insult, or what policy he's going to randomly announce at 3 a.m. Traditional diplomats like to do things by the book. They write carefully worded statements, they have structured meetings, they wear pants that actually fit. Trump, on the other hand, throws the book out the window, sets it on fire, and then tweets about how the book deserved it. This constant state of chaos can be incredibly effective. It keeps his opponents constantly off balance. They're so busy trying to react to his latest tweet storm or outrageous statement that they don't have time to plan their own strategy. It's like trying to play chess with a pigeon who keeps knocking over the pieces and then declaring itself the winner. And while this chaotic approach might seem like madness, there's a certain method to it. It allows Trump to control the narrative, to set the agenda, and to keep his opponents on the defensive. Chapter 4. Weaponizing the media. Alright, let's talk about another key element of Trump's negotiation style, his masterful use of media. Now, most negotiators prefer to keep things quiet, behind closed doors. They understand that public pressure can make it harder to reach a deal. Trump, on the other hand, treats the media like his own personal hype machine. He loves to negotiate in public, using tweets, rallies, and press conferences to apply pressure, spread misinformation, and generally make everyone's lives more stressful. Remember when he wanted NATO countries to increase their defense spending? Did he have a quiet word with their leaders? Did he engage in some subtle diplomacy? Of course not. He publicly shamed them. He called them delinquent and suggested that the US might not come to their defense if they didn't pay up. Was it diplomatic? No. Was it effective? Well, NATO allies did end up increasing their defense spending, so kind of. Trump understands the power of the media better than almost any politician. He knows how to use it to shape public opinion, to bully his opponents, and to get what he wants. Chapter 5. The Art of the Zero-Sum Deal. Alright, let's be honest. There's one more key aspect of Trump's negotiation style that we need to address: his unwavering belief that every deal is a zero-sum game. To Trump, there are winners and there are losers. And he, obviously, always wants to be the winner. This win-at-all-costs mentality can be effective in the short term. It allows him to squeeze concessions out of his opponents and to claim victory even when the actual gains are questionable. But in the long term, this approach can backfire. It can damage relationships, create enemies, and make it harder to reach mutually beneficial agreements in the future. Because, and here's a radical thought, sometimes diplomacy is about more than just getting your way. Sometimes it's about finding common ground, building trust, and working together to solve problems. But for Trump, compromise is a dirty word. It's like admitting defeat. And Trump, as we all know, does not like to admit defeat. Even when he loses, he claims he won. It's an impressive, if slightly delusional, commitment to his own narrative. Outro: master negotiator or master showman? So, after all that, the question remains, is Donald Trump a brilliant negotiator or just a really good bullshitter? Well, the answer, like most things involving Trump, is complicated. He's certainly had his share of wins. He's made billions in real estate, he's negotiated trade deals, and he's even managed to get along with Kim Jong-un. For a little while anyway. But he's also alienated allies, started trade wars, and generally made the world a more chaotic and unpredictable place. So, is he a master negotiator or just a master showman? Honestly, it's probably a bit of both. And that, in a nutshell, is the terrifying brilliance of Donald J. Trump. So, does Trump's negotiation style work? Well, it depends. He's scored big wins, but also made enemies. His approach is high risk, high reward. But what do you think? Is he a master negotiator or just a master showman? Let's debate in the comments. Like and subscribe for more deep dives.